All right, shalawam. First off, I want to say all praises to Yahawah, bahasham Yahawashi, bahasham Kudash, double honors to our apostles and elders at GMS, and to the elect doing the work in sincerity and in truth. Shalawam. This is Nazar Khad here, GMS Precepts, and I got a few articles here I want to touch on concerning Revelation 6, right? Because that's the time we're living in. We're living in a time of the black horse. So you know what? Since I mentioned it, let me go to it. All right, this is a definition I went to, right? But this is Revelation 6, and I'll go straight to I'll start at 5. This is Revelation 6 and 5. It says, "And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, 'Come and see.' And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, 'A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine.'" Right? So a measure of wheat for a penny, a measure of wheat that represents the amount of food. Is basically a penny is a day's wages, a day's wage. Let's go to the definition here. A penny is a day's wage, and a measure of wheat, right? I think it equals out to about less than a cup. Let's go to it. A measure, a koinix. Let's see what it says here. How you pronounce it?
Strong's G 5518. Koinix.
Koinix, a dry measure containing 4 koitele or 2 whatever, less than a quart or 1 liter, or as much as would support a man of moderate appetite for a day. Right, now if you go into the word here, I looked it up. It says koilite in classical antiquity. Koilite or koilite was a cup or a bowl, was a measure of capacity among the Greeks and Romans. By the former, it was called a hemina. By the later, it was half of a sextarius, and it contained 6 sitha, whatever, or nearly half a pint in English. So basically, it's saying that's a lot of money to spend for such a small measure, right? A whole day's wage, which if you do a day's wages today, that's about $150 to $200, or whatever. $150 to $200 a day is a good wage for somebody to live off. So it's gonna cost that much. So basically that just it represents inflation, which is gonna lead to a famine, right? And then it says 3 measures of barley for a penny, which is another day's wage. A penny is a day's wage. Okay, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. So let's go back to this article. That's something else. Millions could starve due to Ukraine crisis. The numbers are likely to grow if nations don't start working together to tackle the food crisis. So there's a food crisis here going on. It's not only in America, it's happening worldwide. The number of people, and they say it started through this situation in Ukraine. We all know it's orchestrated though. They're forcing a food crisis on the people, for their end goal, which is an MOTB, and the global reset or whatnot. The number of people in the world facing acute hunger is predicted to increase by 18 million. Remember a few weeks ago, I had an article saying the second half of 2022 is going to be way worse than the first half of 2022. All right, because these food prices are going to trigger, and these gas prices are going to trigger a lot of other things, right? By 18 million due to Ukraine. Vice President of the UN Food Agriculture. According to the agency's estimated 2021 famine affected 53 countries, leaving almost 200 million people around the globe suffering from hunger. So I'm not going to go read this whole thing. I'll leave all these. I got like a few articles. I'll leave that in the description. UK gasoline. Diesel prices hit new highs. This is the second time fuel costs fuel costs in the country have broken records this week. I just saw that in Cali, the average gas price right now is $6. Right? Let's see if it's still there. This is yeah. LA gas average 16. I'm sorry, 616. Let's see if we can get that article up here. Southland gas prices again rise to record highs. The average price of gasoline, I'm sorry, the average price of a gallon of self-serve regular gas in LA rose to a record today for the third consecutive day, increasing 1 cent to 6.162. Okay, I believe the national average is about 4 and change. They say by the end of the summer is going to be $6. It could be higher than that. It could be $10. Okay. We know if food prices rise, those truckers which bring in a lot of goods, they're not going to be able to bring in as much goods, man. So it's going to be a chain reaction with with all this thing, man. Right? Russia ramps up crude sales to India. Deliveries, I didn't really want to bring this out, but it says deliveries increased by 1.5 in March. Now, this article is basically saying India is taking advantage of, because remember when Russia so-called invaded Ukraine, India supported them. They backed them, right? So basically, India is taking advantage of Russia not dealing. Let me just go to it. It says Western sanctions on Moscow have opened up the opportunity for Indian refineries to increase purchases of Russian oil at discounted prices, as some European customers have been shunning Russian crude oil. So, because Russia is not selling oil to certain European countries, they're just selling it to India at a discounted price. And look, it says the Russian oil exceeded almost 400,000 tons in March. That is more than 50% rise from the previous month and 40% increase from last year on an annual basis. So they're buying a lot of oil from Russia. Like I said, I was just reading that. I didn't really want to bring it out, but just more info. Euro and dollar are toxic, says Russia. The country can no longer rely on the currencies to conduct safe transactions, the finance minister says. So this is it. The euro and the dollar, they're what? They're losing its value. They're not the what is it? What's the term? The world currency anymore, or they're losing its value as a world currency. All right, this is another thing. This is from Vox.com. The horrific bird flu that has wiped out 36 million chickens and turkeys explained. Bird flu currently poses little threat to humans, but it's hell for the birds. Why? Because prices are going up, not only for chickens and turkeys, but eggs. Right? Let's get another article. And poultry prices are going to soar, right? The bird flu epidemic isn't a threat to humans, but it's causing egg and poultry prices to soar. Okay, this is from May 13th, a few weeks ago. Avian influenza or bird flu has resulted in the deaths of more than 28 million chickens and sticker shock at the supermarket. So chicken is going up. All right, eggs are going up. Let's see here. Which is what it's gonna go up to a part. So this is it. This is Revelation 6 when it says a measure of wheat, right? Which is a form of, it's like a ration. It says a measure. Where is it? Verse 6: a measure of wheat for a penny, 3 measures of barley for a penny. So this is, I looked it up. It said a measure of wheat for a penny. That's like 12 times the price of a measure of wheat, right? So food prices, man, they're just gonna they're gonna get to a ridiculous level, right? And mind you, the reason why these alleged bird flu is happening is you have owners. Where's the article I just saw? Where's the article? That's probably a damn fake bird. Where's the article here? This article here, right? This lady was protesting because it says here Alicia disrupted the minutes of Agile in April, protesting the team's owner, Glenn Taylor, who also owns an Iowa egg farm that culled 5.3 million chickens in response to bird flu outbreak. Culled is basically killed. He killed 5.3 million chickens. So what they did was, if one bird got sick, they just killed all of them, right? They killed all of them, which is crazy. Like, why kill all of them? Why don't you just kill that one and a few other birds that are surrounded, that are close in vicinity? This dude killed all the and now so she's protesting now. I didn't know this. I had to look into it, but this is why certain games, it was like, a few of these basketball games where you have people. I think she super glued herself to the court. You had one person that chained herself to the rim, to the rim or whatever, or to the not the backboard, but the pole that held the rim. She chained herself to it. And it's funny, nobody ever mentioned it, right? You had to go into it to look it up, but yeah. So those. So it's like, basically, it's looking like it's deliberate. Why, like I said, why would you kill all your chickens because a few of them got sick? Wouldn't it make sense to just kill? So that's showing you the owners and all this. They're in on it, man. Uh, I'll leave that in the description box. Yeah, the bird flu epidemic. But like I said, this is revelation. This is it, man. This is a measure of wheat for a penny, 3 measures of barley for a penny. This is the inflation. This is the inflated prices for food, and it's happening right before our eyes. Gas is going up. All type of food is going up. Milk is going up. Meat is going up. Okay, so that's the time we're living in, man. Bird flu is driving up the price of more than just eggs and poultry. All right, so I'll leave all these articles. Bird flu outbreak predicted affect prices nationwide, and I don't know which article it is, but it goes into the other industries it's going to affect. So I'll leave all these articles in the description box. Lord willing, you brothers and sisters were edified. Until the next show, shalawam.